Good morning. So, I've been watching the news, so-called news today, and it's something else that just pisses me off. You know, I'm sitting there watching the Boris Johnson from Australia and Sleepy Joe, the bilateral meeting. Yeah, so much for bilateral, right? Yeah, no. So, that's embarrassing as shit. You know, we got this fool, looks like he's asleep in the damn meeting, sitting in front of the press. You got the Australian Prime Minister answering tons of questions. And then you got Sleepy Joe, look like he's about to fall asleep. He's like, no questions, just past my nap time. I got to get my ice cream. You know, and then just kicks everybody out. Just no questions. And there's some stupid people that are like, oh, it's because he's busy. Doing what? Taking naps? That fool has like maybe 2 events a day at max. And then you had old Trump, you know, he's not president anymore. Now it's Biden. But Trump would have morning, noon, night, mid-afternoon, mid-morning brunch, all these different events, and he would answer questions till he's blue in the face. Or orange in the face. I see what I did there. Anyway, he would just answer questions, and just off the cuff. This fool having to get them scripted, not only on the questions, but who can ask the questions. If you ask him a question, you ain't on his list, you ain't gonna get an answer. And if you do, it's gonna be some, well, back in Scranton, I used to ride my bicycle down to the kayak and get me ice cream out of the ocean. You know, what the hell is this fool even talking about? So, he can't go off script. Well, you know, how much worse could this fool do? I mean, come on, let's just let him talk. He can't, I mean, I can't see how he could possibly get much worse in the polls. He might. But, you know, everybody ripped on Trump all the time. Oh, he just says stuff. He just says stuff. You know what? That's because he's answering questions, and he's speaking from the heart. He's saying whatever comes to mind. You know, whatever his answer is, that's what he puts out. There ain't no script. Ain't nobody at the White House telling him what to say. Ain't nobody got a hand up his ass, puppeteering his ass. Why don't you let Biden talk? Let's just see what this fool actually is. You know, y'all scripting everything he said. Oh, you can't say that. You got to read from the script now. Don't be answering no questions because they might hit you with one we ain't got an answer to. You know, they might ask you about all them hostages you left over in Afghanistan and ain't said nothing about in, you know, nearly 3 weeks or over 3 weeks now. Ain't you said a word about them. What happened? You know, where they at? What, you gonna get everybody out, Sleepy Joe? Where they at? You know, if they wanted to come home, you're gonna get them home. Well, they ain't home yet, and they want to come home. I'm sure they're not wanting to get whipped, you know. And you got the border. Holy Lord, how much worse could that get? You know, they already letting all the Haitians just roll on in because, but the media said we're not letting you in. We're sending you home. Yeah, right. Like 75% of them are getting let in anyway. Even though they say we're going to send you home. They're not sending them home. They're packing that shit up and moving them to somewhere inside the United States. It's exactly what's going on. You and I both know it. So why in the world do we have a president that can't answer a damn question that's not scripted? And even if it's scripted, he reads it like it's fucking off the cuff because he's just all over the place. Why? I mean, that just pisses me off. Everybody ripped Trump every single time he said anything. They would rip him. Oh, he sent a drone at a terrorist and killed him. Oh my God, he's a horrible human being. Because he killed a terrorist. Biden killed a whole family. Like 10 damn kids. Now the media's like, oh, well, you know, mistakes happen. You know, when you're using drones, it ain't perfect. I'm pretty sure Trump hit that son of a bitch right in his damn face in a moving vehicle. So, I mean, that's the difference between knowing what you're doing and pretending you're knowing what you're doing. You know, the problem with Joe is, somebody told him back in the 50s, hey, fake it till you make it. He still ain't made it, but he's still sure shit faking it. I mean, damn, he's good at faking it until you make it. But even the poll numbers are weeks behind. But they still ain't caught up with the Afghanistan debacle, let alone hit this new border crisis. But it's not a crisis, according to the liberal media. It's a problem with institutional racism because we got people down there whooping Haitians with whips. Apparently, they need to get out more. Because I rode a horse when I was a kid, but shit, I ain't rode one in 20 years. And I still know that them's reins. It ain't a whip. Anyway, I don't want to get too off topic here. But what the hell is going on with this presidency? This dude is straight up the dumbest individual I've ever seen. I mean, they won't let him talk. When he does talk, he can't talk. Did you see that UN speech? Oh my Lord. He bragging on Afghanistan. Yeah, good one there, Sleepy Joe. Yeah, let's brag on leaving our allies and our citizens back behind enemy lines. That's a good thing to be bragging on there, Sleepy. Yeah, that's one of the best things you've done in your whole presidency, I guess. You know, considering everything else you've screwed up, I guess that's probably one of the better ones. Even though you did leave, you know, I don't know, hundreds and thousands of visa holders and American citizens behind. It's probably better than what you're doing at the border. Damn sight better than what you're doing with COVID. But it's a unvaccinated fault that the vaccine ain't working, right? Anyway, I'm just sick of nonsense. Somebody get this asshole out of office. I mean, even Camel Toe is going to do better than this. I mean, at least when she gets a question, she'll just laugh. They won't cut her mic. Anyway, that's just something else just pisses me off.